All right, guys. So we're going to cover a topic. This is the highest ranked topic in the mastermind, and we talked about why you would make a hire, and I want to talk about now of how to make a hire. So, the first thing you want to do is really, no matter what hire you're making, and again, in my point of view, making a hire is somebody that you pay money to. So, you hire your home inspector, you hire your photographer, you hire your mortgage lender, you hire your title agent, you hire all of those people that you produce income for. You hire your transaction coordinator, all that kind of stuff. And if they're not rock stars, then you need to go find a rock star. So this is kind of a how to go find a rock star bookkeeper, how to go find a rock star virtual assistant, how to go find a rock star, anything out there, and hold them accountable to being a rock star for your business. Again, I think the big thing we discovered on our mastermind is your business will grow to the extent that the talent that touches it, right? So the first thing is define the who, the job. What is it that you're looking to hire? So whether it's a let's take virtual assistant, right? A VA or a bookkeeper, right? What is it that you want done? Having that highly defined in what do you want done for that role in that position will help determine who you find. So I remember when I was looking to hire a house cleaner for myself, and I hate laundry, I heavily neglect laundry, I hate folding laundry, all that sort of stuff. And I remember going up there looking for a house cleaner that would also do laundry. And a lot of my friends and stuff like that would go, oh, you're never going to find anybody to do your laundry. You're never going to, like, that's not going to be a thing that you're going to be able to find. And I kept saying, no, until I find that house cleaner that can actually do the job I'm looking to pay for, I'm not interested in making the hire. So when I was calling sources, leads, all that sort of stuff for cleaning my house, that was one of my questions. Will you do the laundry while you're there? And the answer was no. It was quick and easy. Thanks, no thanks, not my thing. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day. So in here, define the job that you're looking for, right? So in a virtual assistant, what is it you're looking for? You're looking them to just clean up your database. How does that look? How do you want them to do it? How many hours do you want them to spend on it? All that kind of stuff. Bookkeeping, how often do you want it? How do you want it categorized? All that sort of stuff will determine who you find for that role. I always say this: I don't let my partners tell me what they're willing to do. I tell them what I expect them to do, and if they do more than that, awesome. But I'm hiring to make my expectations met, not have their service needs met. Does that make sense? So the who is really important. Now these are more in what I call just a partner category. Right? Some people say vendor, but I think vendor is a very cold word. We're a relationship business, and I think we need to have stronger relationships than vendor relationships. I mean, it's not they're the Coke guy that's bringing me Coca-Colas that I stock into a vending machine, right? That's a vendor. I just need to be on time and not broke. But anything over and above that, I really want to have partnerships in my business rather than vendorships in my business. So in these partners, you got to have really clearly defined things. Then you have what I call full-time or part-time hires, right? A full-time or part-time hire is somebody that's going to be consistently working with you, not just on a project basis, like a mortgage guy's a project basis, right? I have this client, get this client approved, financed, yada yada, and help them emotionally be secure about their financing. That's a project basis. Like a virtual assistant that you're going to have consistently doing things, even if it starts off as a project, hey, clean up my database. But then if they're going to be managing, like, hey, when I send you a text message with a name and a phone number and an email and then a short description of who they are, you put that into my database. If it's a rolling activity, then they're in my business. I call them an employee, right? So you have partners and you have kind of employees inside your business. You have more emotional responsibility to these guys than you do these guys, but I set clear expectations with both regardless. So here, this is all around the who, right? Who you send money to, who you hire into your business. The next thing now that you have the who, the next thing you want to do is you want to search out leads, right? My favorite source of lead generation for talent is first what I call my strategic alliance. So my strategic alliance is I call everyone that I respect that might have touched this who, and I tell them who I'm looking for, right? So let's say I'm looking for a fantastic bookkeeper. I'm going to call everyone who I think may have a bookkeeper or who may know a bookkeeper that I respect and say, hey, I'm looking for somebody who is going to get into my books of my finances every single month, categorize it every single month, and then send me a report on where I spent money and how much profit and all that kind of stuff that I have. Who do you know that does that sort of thing, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm always going to go to my strategic alliance first. Now, there's a few reasons that I'm going to go to my strategic alliance first. The first reason I'm going to go to my strategic alliance is anytime I reach out to people and say I'm making a hire, it's a celebration point for my business. I could get more business off of that. The second reason is that like hangs out with like. And so typically as I respect this person and they use this person, since like hangs out with like, that transfer of quality of personhood is probably there, right? I think those of you watching the video, this is intended for our mega teen group. If you think of how many people that you hang out with that are drug addicts, that dropped out of school, all that laundry list of basically not super huge talented people, how many of those people do you hang out with on a regular basis? And you're like, none. We don't hang out with any of those. So that's a good example of like hangs out with like. And then the third reason that I touch my strategic alliance is I like to use people that are connected with me, right? I think I'm a small business kind of guy, right? I think real estate's local. I think we're local. I've been here forever in the Denver area, and I'd rather network through my connections than go network outside of my connections. So that's what I go to first. And that's for either one, the partnership hire or the employee hire. I always go there first. My best partners and employees have always come through this right here. I can't think of anyone that I've ever hired from an ad or from any other source out there, right? At all. The second place I hire is I hire people who are out there hustling just like I am. So if they've called me a bunch of times from LinkedIn, or if I meet them at an event and they've hunted me down, that sort of thing, I like that kind of attitude in people. So I also that would be my next thing. I have kind of a small bench of talent that as I've met with people throughout, whatever relationships, LinkedIn, networking, that sort of thing, I've always kind of kept a little file and I throw them in there. And I'll go through that, what I call my talent file. And as I'm looking to make those connections or those hires, I'll go through it there. Then the third place, you can always put it out there, is hiring websites, right? So LinkedIn is great for that. Craigslist is great for that. Indeed is great for that. That sort of thing. If I do any of those, I know I'm going to get a ton of resumes, whether it's in the virtual assistant brokerage or I know I'll get a ton of resumes in and around here. The reason that let me start here. So if I'm going to do this one, I'm going to make qualifiers. So if I'm looking for somebody who's detail-oriented, right, I'm going to put qualifiers, filters in there that demonstrate they're detail-oriented and they can follow directions. So in my virtual assistant hire, or in my bookkeeping hire, or in my transaction coordinator hire, or an assistant hire, all of those sort of things, I'm going to put on there, hey, send me your resume in PDF format labeled first name, last name, dash assistant, right? I'm going to put some just small little things in there that's not really hard to do, that if they don't do that format, I don't even look at them. Then the second, and that's because that's who that type of person is. If I'm hiring somebody more sales, like a mortgage guy, a title guy, some sort of agent on my team, an inside sale, like a ISA, an OSA, something like that, I might say, send me a video of why you're the best candidate for this role that's under 3 minutes, right? And it's because I know that they're not going to laboriously do details. I want to see their attitude, their sales, their acumen, all that kind of stuff. So I really use some filters to help me break down in this arena talented people. Usually I don't ever have to go to this level because of these two. But if you do have to go to this level, or you want to go to this level, use those kind of tricks, okay? Then after that, the next thing you got to do is you got to get to know them, right? Getting to know them can be this really long process. If you're going to make a full-time or part-time hire, I'd really go through what we call the KPA process, which is an 8-step process, and I know that sounds like a ton, but at the end of it, it shortens the curve in order to understand them and understand who you're hiring in your business. I would use kind of a shortened version of that for my partnership roles, my VA, my bookkeepers, all that kind of stuff. Just because I still want to get to know them on a decent level to, one, build that relationship, because I think partnerships work better and work harder, stronger, faster when you have a relationship. And two, I want to know who I'm sending money to. I don't want to discover 4, 5, 6 months later that this hire isn't a great hire when I could have found that out at the beginning, right? So, and this right here could be a whole new video, a whole long, thing. But I just want to say, and we'll do one later on this for sure, but have a process to get to know them. And if you don't have a process to get to know them, I think that's where you either have bad or good relationships instead of great. So, and then finally, expectations. Have clear, set expectations. So, for example, my mortgage partners, when I hand them a lead, I expect within 24 hours, they've contacted me on the conversation that they've had with that lead. And if I don't get that phone call back, that's not a great lender for me. Within a week, I kind of expect them to have gotten documents, all that kind of stuff, or had called me back and said, hey, Rob, here's what, I've reached out to them 17 times. They haven't gotten me documents. Can you step in? My expectation is once I pass that ball onto you in your court, I know that you're taking shots on that and hitting goal on that, and then if you're not, you have to communicate back to me. So I've outlined in all those roles that I've hired what I expect and how I expect it to work, and if they're not meeting those expectations, we're done, right? There is someone out there that is just as quality at getting things done and can meet my expectations as not. So have your expectations outlined and just hold them accountable to it, and be comfortable with getting out of business with people that can't or won't meet your expectations. So that's kind of a quick down and dirty on how to hire. I'm sure we'll talk about it more at the Team Masterminds, but just wanted to make a quick video on it. Any questions? Go ahead and reach out to me, guys.